My friends, welcome to this episode of the TOGR Review. I hope you all are doing well. I just made it here to this forest road, and here in a minute, I'm going to begin traveling up to the top of this mountain. The drive already has been quite stressful, to be honest. It's so incredibly windy that I've just been blown every which way for hours. With it being 9:50 already, I need to go ahead and finish up this drive. So I will see you all up at the top. All right, everybody, we have made it to the top of this mountain. This is a camp out inside of the truck, out in the snow. You never know. It could be the last snow of the season. I doubt it, but it's possible. Good news, folks. The back of the 4Runner is almost completely set up. I have a ton of space in here. I have the heater going. It feels good. I was initially going to camp at the very top of this pass, but as I was heading up there, it was just so windy. I just turned around and came back. I'll just camp here where it's much more secure. Even though we are surrounded by trees here, it's still crazy windy. At the same time, it is snowing nicely, and get this, the ground is white already, which is pretty awesome. This really is a spur of the moment type of trip. I saw that the forecast was calling for snow tonight, and I said, you know what? Let's head out together. Let's just see what happens. The forecast is saying up here at this elevation, 3 inches of snow by morning. Will that happen? I don't know. I can't wait to find out. It's about 10:30, and the one thing that I want is the one thing that I shouldn't have, and that's coffee. I have some warm coffee in my cup there. It's just too late. It's too late. I would stay up all night long if I drank it, so. Yeah, anyways, I tell you what, since we can't have coffee, let's go ahead and let's make some dinner real quick. Folks, I'm starving, and tonight dinner is gonna be incredible. Oh yeah, my friends. What I have here are some steak sandwiches. Let me tell you, everybody, this looks and smells so good. I can't wait. I gotta dig in. Let's go. Folks, that is freaking awesome. That, everyone, is so good. While we're eating dinner here, there's a few things that we can talk about. For one, in 2 episodes ago, I mentioned that my mother was diagnosed with brain cancer. So she was given roughly 3 months to live. So she's at home with hospice care. My dad, he quit working so that he can take care of her. And my brother did too. It's been a very tough situation, as you can imagine. This type of cancer, it's probably the worst thing I've ever seen happen to someone. It is truly awful. I mean, it's just, well, it's awful. That's the only way to put it. But I want to just take a second here and thank everybody for all of the messages, the comments, and stuff like that. I really do appreciate it. I wish that I could do a shout out for everyone who wrote in. It would go on for hours. You know, I'm so thankful for you all. I really am. Last night I stayed with her, slept on the floor actually, slept some. Her mind is just like wired because of this cancer. So like even with like hardcore sleeping drugs and pain meds, she can't sleep. She'll sleep an hour and then wake up and she thinks it's like 11 o'clock in the morning and she wants coffee. And then trying to like tell her like, you know, it's in the middle of the night, it's not coffee time. She could be rational and then completely irrational. It's trying. It's very difficult. Anyways, stayed with her last night, slept on the floor, didn't really sleep too much, but came home and I took a 3-hour nap today with Susie, and it was amazing. I'm not someone who can generally nap, you know, during the day, but oh man, oh woman, that was the best nap I've ever had. So came home, took a shower, all that stuff, laid down, took a 3-hour nap, and I saw the weather forecast, and I was like, oh, you know what? I need to go out. Not only because it's snowing, not only to make a video, but just to, you know, clear my mind a little bit. It's really difficult to be in that situation and like seeing what's taking place. It's important to like clear that out, you know? You gotta, you know, life is full of awful moments like this, you know, unfortunately. I mean, throughout my lifetime, I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot. The loss of my son a long time ago, I mean, that still eats at me, you know? But being able to come out to do these camping trips, it takes all that away. And it's not like it buries it or anything like that, but it allows you to deal with it. Or at least I could say that for myself, you know? Everybody's different. I'm not somebody who needs to talk about anything, right? I prefer not to. I'd rather just keep it inside and think about it, ponder it, and work through it my own way. Now, of course, that's what I do, right? And it works. Some people, they have to talk to others, and that's fine, you know? Anyways, that is why we are out on this trip, and that's why it appears to be so spur of the moment, because it is, you know? I really wanted this trip to be like ultra simple. Very, very simple. So I grabbed a couple pads, a sleeping bag, a couple pillows, the heater. I packed a cooler, and I took off. And right now, it is super windy. It's snowing outside. Tomorrow, it's going to be 52 degrees. And it's also the first day of spring tomorrow. How about that? With all of the comments, all of the emails and messages, everybody was really fantastic, and I really do appreciate everyone. I did receive one message from a guy named Dave, and it started off nice enough. And he was telling me that I needed to purchase $400, a very specific amount, $400 of ivermectin, and give this to my mother, and that would cure her of her cancer. I listened, I said thank you. Yes, there are some properties to ivermectin that can treat cancer, potentially. It's being studied. But as it stands right now, there's no protocol for that, right? And it's not like you could just go out and order $400 worth of ivermectin paste and cure brain cancer, or pills, or whatever, right? Anyways, I was very respectful, heard the guy out, said thank you for sharing. This was not enough for Dave, and it upset him. So he wrote back and said I was laughing at him and making fun of him. I never said anything. Hey, I said, thank you so much for sharing. I'll look into it. That's all I said. So when he said that, I wrote him back, and I was like, listen, Dave, I listened to you. I said, thank you for sharing. I treated you like a man. Now act like one. You know, the internet, you know what I mean, folks? It's funny. I can't deal with people being emotional about irrational things, right? I've mentioned this many times here on my channel. I don't put up with BS, right? I don't have time for it. I'm not going to put up with it. But anyways, I thought that was quite humorous, actually. And I'm sure it really pissed him off when I said, I treated you like a man, now act like one. You know what I mean? The sad thing is that I like to argue, I like to fight. You know, arguing is fun. Even getting physical, it's fun. But over the years, I've learned not to waste my time. So, anyways. Everybody, thank you so much for your kindness. I do appreciate it. These steak sandwiches are so good. And I tell you what makes the steak sandwich. It's the onions and the peppers. Without this, it would be just good. But with it, it's fantastic. It is so windy. At times, the vehicle is just rocking side to side. Switching subjects, folks. The other day, I had to take the 4Runner in for an oil change. The tech told me that I had a mouse friend in the vehicle who was chewing up the air filter and also some of the insulation. He thought I should set a trap. The thing is, the mouse has not been inside of the vehicle. All of that took place while we were camping at some of those national forest campsites. And yes, that mouse chewed the hell out of that air filter. I mean, big time. But I suspect that it fell out of the vehicle or ran off as soon as I started it up and started driving. But there's absolutely no sign of that creature in the engine bay, in here, or anything like that. Thank God, because they can really be destructive. Like, as soon as they start chewing on wires, I mean, you're in big trouble. I definitely got lucky as far as the rodent goes. It's really, really easy to pick up one of those and have them stay inside of the vehicle and play the game of trying to capture them or kill them. You really don't want to kill them because you don't want them to die in the air ducts. They'll rot and the vehicle will stink. You don't want that. You want to capture them. Anyways, I've been very lucky not to have the critter inside of the vehicle. Luckily, it ran off, fell out, or whatever. I mean, it really can be a huge problem. Well, folks, it is officially getting late. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still not asleep. That 3-hour nap really messed me up today. I've just been kicking back, listening to the wind, the snow. It's been a good evening. I contemplated watching a movie, but no, without a doubt, it's too late. So, I think I'll just turn the lights off, try to get some sleep, and I will see you all in the morning. It will be interesting to wake up and see how much snow is outside. Will we get the full 3 inches that's forecasted? I have no idea. Did I get you, Jacqueline? Did I? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is not terribly early. 7:14. I slept in pretty good. The sun is coming up. I see some blue sky out there. It's still windy, but it's nothing like it was before. And also, it is no longer snowing. I fell asleep around 2:30, and I've slept great, to be honest with you. The wind slacked off around 3 a.m., something like that. And I'm pretty sure the snow did too. As far as snow totals go, there's enough to cover the ground. This was very much a wind-driven snow, so a lot of it was just blown away. In other words, it's really hard to measure, but there's enough to cover the ground. I'm not sure about you all, but for me, it is coffee time. The water is on. We'll have coffee in no time. This morning, hazelnut coffee. Cowboy style. Oh yeah. As far as the pass goes, last night, not a single person went up or down. That is a little bit concerning, right? There's always going to be someone going over the pass, or at least most of the time. So hopefully there's not an issue with like a fallen tree or trees or something. We'll find out in just a bit. By the way, everybody, it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a chilly morning. And again, it's going to warm up to 50 degrees today. It's awesome. And today is the first official day of spring. How about that? This, my friends, is some really good coffee. Already, everybody, it is warming up substantially. I can see that the ice is beginning to melt here on the window. 52 degrees today. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good swing. 30 degrees, it's a lot. A 30-degree temperature change may sound impressive. It's not. The largest temperature swing in a 12-hour period is 84 degrees, and it took place in Montana in 1924. It went from a very comfortable 63 degrees Fahrenheit all the way down to a negative 21 degrees Fahrenheit. All of that in 12 hours. A few weeks ago, I spoke about a salt truck that was going by Lone Wolf Mountain that ended up hitting the fence, basically taking out the gate. So my son and I, we went out there, we fixed it, no problem, nice and easy. But I tell you what, the guy who was driving that truck, I mean, he must have been playing on his phone or playing with something. That person was over 2.5 feet to hit that fence. What he was scraping was just nothing but soil, nothing but my driveway. That, my friends, was a huge F up on his part. I bet that jarred his brain when he hit that post. I mean, that was a 4x4, and I had that thing planted solid in concrete. Where it snapped off at, like the base didn't move at all. I bet that woke him up. I bet he stopped playing on his phone. Folks, it is going to be a beautiful day. I mean, right now, nothing but blue sky. So what I have here is my cell phone. This is a global phone made by a Chinese company. This phone is only available like in European markets and Asia and stuff like that. I purchased this about a year ago, used, and this phone has been awesome. This has been probably one of the best performing phones I've ever had. You can charge it in less than an hour, like 80-watt charging. It's super fast. The cameras are good enough. Just like most cell phones, they're good enough, right? No phone takes pro-level pictures. All pictures from phones look like pictures from phones. Anyways, I got this phone after I dropped and broke my last one. Well, when I was up at the Devil's Throne, I dropped and broke this one. So the screen is busted here in the corner and spiders out. That is the curse of having an outdoor channel, everyone. When you're constantly in the outdoors, you're checking your phone, you're going to drop your phone and you're going to break it. Here on the channel, I have dropped and broken, I don't know how many phones over the last decade, 5 or 6. Anytime that you see me switch phones, it's because I've broken it. And I'm breaking these phones out on the trail, out in the forest. I'm not doing it at home or anything like that. It is a running joke as far as some of my YouTuber friends go. Who's going to break their phone next? Well, I just won. Unfortunately, there's not a really good way to repair this quickly, at least here in the United States. I can get a screen replacement. It's about $150, but I have to pay someone to do it. Considering the price that I paid for this, do I want to spend that type of money? You know. Here in a minute, we'll get out of the 4Runner, take a look around, and then we'll hit the road. It is time to go home. Cheers. As you all can see, there's no tire tracks on the road here, which means nobody has been up or down. My friends, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. This adventure is coming to an end. What a beautiful day it is. As far as the snow goes, it didn't amount to much, but still, it was one more wintertime trip, and I'm thankful. Slick. Very slick. Everyone, have a fantastic day. I appreciate you all joining me. Take care of yourselves. Before you go, hit the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Strength and honor, everyone. Be safe out there.